Welcome back to the channel. Today, I need to talk about a topic that I know a lot of you are thinking about while playing NTE. Where should you spend your resources? Which banner should you pull first? What should you skip? And especially how this game's gacha system actually works compared to other games I've played before. I'm going to go through the entire banner roadmap from version 1.0 all the way to what is currently being predicted for 1.2. Analyze the kit of every limited character as realistically as possible, and explain why NTE's gacha system honestly made me feel relieved compared to many other gacha games I've spent money on before. If you're currently holding onto your resources and have no idea what to do with them, then this video is exactly for you. Before we start, I just want to ask for one small favor. This channel is still completely new and currently trying to reach the first 1,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy NTE content, gacha breakdowns, character analysis, and honest discussions like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. It genuinely helps more than you think and gives me the motivation to keep making better videos for you guys. Thank you so much, and now let's get into the video. Starting with version 1.0, which is the launch version of the game itself. Phase 1 of version 1.0 runs from April 29th to May 13th, and the first banner is Nanally, with the official banner name, the Ichidaime. Nanally belongs to the Anima class with the Plasma attribute, and she is the very first limited character in the game. Alongside this banner, there are also launch celebration rewards, like special outfits and vehicle liveries. Basically, the game welcoming you by saying, "Welcome, and here's the thing that will make you open your wallet immediately." Then Phase 2 of version 1.0 runs from May 13th to June 3rd with Hotori's banner, officially called Misty Tipsy Style. Hotori belongs to the Cosmos class with the Solid attribute. These are two names you absolutely need to remember because I'm going to talk in detail about both of their kits. Next is version 1.1. Expected to release around early to mid-June 2026. Phase 1 of version 1.1 features Lacrimosa from the Chaos class, while Phase 2 introduces a character named Chaos from the Lakshana class. A character named Chaos belonging to the Lakshana class sounds a bit contradictory, right? But well, this is NTE. This game has a lot of things that don't follow normal rules. One notable thing is that Chaos is one of the very few male characters appearing in the early limited lineup. So if you've been waiting for a male character, this is definitely something worth keeping an eye on. As for version 1.2, expected around July to August 2026, there's currently no official confirmation yet, but based on the story and how frequently they appear in missions, the strongest candidates the community is pointing at right now are Akane Ren, Alfard, the director of the Aberrant Control Bureau, Shinku, and Iroy. I'm not going to speculate further on this part, because there's still no solid data, but you can use this as a reference for planning your long-term resource savings. Now let's move into the part that I think most of you clicked on this video for, the detailed breakdown of each character's kit. Starting with Nanally, because she is the first banner, and also the character that I think most new players will immediately face the decision of whether to pull or skip from day one. Nanally is a main DPS, and her core mechanic revolves around follow-up attacks. In practical terms, this means whenever your teammates successfully hit an enemy, Nanally will automatically jump in and perform an additional attack, even when she is off-field. What this means is that Nanally basically never stops dealing damage throughout the entire battle, no matter which character you are actively controlling. This is the kind of design that is extremely player-friendly because it allows you to optimize your rotation without sacrificing the main DPS damage window. Her ultimate summons an underboss that coordinates attacks while creating a small pulling effect on enemies, helping group them together and stack damage at the same time. And one extremely practical bonus point is her anti-gravity walking ability, allowing her to run directly on walls and ceilings. This is not only visually cool, but also genuinely useful while exploring Hethereau, because many collectibles and mission points are located in places that normal characters cannot easily reach. My honest evaluation of Nanally. This is a character designed extremely well for both combat and exploration. She is not the type of DPS that you pull only to use in one specific piece of content. If you need a strong and reliable main DPS for the early game, then Nanally is a safe and powerful choice. Next is Hotori, the Phase 2 character of version 1.0. Hotori belongs to the Cosmos class, and her role is a support combined with sustain. Her core mechanic revolves around manipulating time to dominate the battlefield, and just hearing that already tells you this is not a normal support character. Hotori's most unique ability is her power to record the support skills and switch skills of her teammates, then release all of them at once to create an extremely powerful Esper reaction chain. In theory, this is the kind of amplifier mechanic where Hotori does not simply provide passive support, but actually creates a massive burst damage window when you trigger it at the right moment. The practical question I see many people asking is whether you should pull Hotori if you already have Nanally. My answer is that it depends on what your account actually needs. If your team lacks sustain capability, or you want to maximize burst damage through Hotori's skill recording mechanic, then she is absolutely worth it. But if you are already comfortable with the free healer options and want to save resources, then skipping Hotori is not the wrong decision. My advice is that unless you truly need Hotori's sustain and time manipulation mechanics, version 1.0 Phase 2 is actually a very reasonable point to protect your budget. Now moving to Lacrimosa in version 1.1, I honestly have to say this directly. This is the character that I think is currently being underrated by the community and will surprise a lot of people when she releases. Lacrimosa belongs to the Chaos class and plays as either a main DPS or sub-DPS. And she has two completely different combat modes. The first mode is called Tomato Metal, which uses a frying pan as a weapon, while the second mode, called Tomato Percussion, uses red jelly. I know this sounds a little comedic, but do not let the funny concept fool you, because her kit is actually terrifying. The most important part is her ability to copy or mimic enemy and boss skills. This is an extremely rare mechanic in almost any gacha game, and it opens up a huge number of interesting strategic possibilities depending on the battle. And her exploration utility is transforming into a bat form to glide through the air for extended periods of time. Realistically speaking, this is even stronger than Nanaly's anti-gravity walking in terms of exploration because you can freely fly instead of only running across surfaces. If you hate spending time climbing around just to collect collectibles in Hethereau, then Lacrimosa completely solves that problem. As for Chaos in Phase 2 of version 1.1, detailed information about his exact stats is still being updated right now, so I'm not going to say too much yet to avoid giving inaccurate information. What I do know is that Chaos leans toward an aggressive and powerful melee playstyle, basically a bruiser DPS type character. And like I mentioned before, he is one of the very few male characters in the early limited lineup, so there will definitely be a certain group of players pulling for him purely for that reason. And honestly, I'm not judging that at all. Now I want to talk about the most important part of this video, and this is the thing that I think you absolutely need to understand before spending any money on NTE. This game's gacha system does not have a 50-50 mechanic, and this is good news, not bad news. I need to make that very clear. In many popular gacha games right now, when you hit pity and pull an S-rank character, there is a 50% chance that it will be the featured banner character you want, and a 50% chance that it will be some unrelated standard character instead. And if you lose that coin flip, you have to keep pulling until the next pity before the banner character becomes guaranteed. This is the exact system that has drained the wallets of countless gacha players while still not giving them the character they actually wanted. NTE does not do that. In NTE's limited banners, if you pull an S-rank character, then it is guaranteed 100% to be the featured banner character, for example, Nanally. There is no situation where you pull an S-rank and get somebody completely different from the character you are targeting. Soft Pity starts at the 70th pull, where the S-rank rate increases heavily to around 20%, and Hard Pity, the guaranteed safety net, is at the 90th pull, which guarantees the character. And just as importantly, your existing pull count is preserved and carried over to the next limited banner, meaning your pity progress is never lost when a banner ends. I have played enough gacha games to know that this is honestly one of the most player-friendly systems in the genre. Removing the 50-50 mechanic not only lets you calculate exactly how many resources you need to guarantee a character, but it also removes the frustration of reaching hard pity only to lose the coin flip anyway. That is an unnecessary kind of stress that NTE deliberately chose not to include in the game, and I genuinely appreciate that. So how should you actually spend your resources based on this roadmap? I have a few practical recommendations. In version 1.0, if Nanally fits the team you are building, then she is a safe choice for the first banner. As for Hotori, like I said earlier, you should honestly evaluate whether you truly need her time manipulation support mechanics before deciding to pull. If you are uncertain, then simply save your resources. Personally, I rate Lacrimosa in version 1.1 much higher than what the community currently expects, especially because her flying ability makes collecting resources throughout the city dramatically easier compared to normal climbing or running. If you are the type of player who enjoys fully exploring an open world, then Lacrimosa is absolutely the kind of character you will want on your team. And one final point I want to mention is to take advantage of the standard selector, meaning the free S-rank character selector ticket you receive after 50 pulls on the standard banner. This is the most efficient way to fill missing roles in your Esper reaction team without spending resources meant for limited banners. Overall, NTE is building a very diverse and interesting character roadmap from version 1.0 to 1.2, where each limited character brings a unique mechanic instead of simply being bigger numbers than the previous one. The gacha system having no 50-50 mechanic is a massive advantage because it allows you to plan your resources in a way that actually feels meaningful. And features like Nanaly's anti-gravity walking or Lacrimosa's flying ability show that Hata Studio is seriously designing characters with practical open-world utility instead of focusing only on combat numbers. That is a very good sign for future versions of the game. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like the video and leave a comment below telling me which character you are targeting. I'll read all of them. See you in the next video.